Evening, everyone. It's nice to be in your midst this evening, and I'm discussing on LinkedIn optimization, a presentation by Messi Aronimo, like you already know, in Growth Mentorship Program, May 2024. And in our discussion, we are going to be looking at the definition of LinkedIn, my personal experience with LinkedIn, the importance of LinkedIn, the uses, navigating LinkedIn, and then that's actually divided into three sections. So we visit LinkedIn and look at the environment, and then we look at reasons why you should embrace LinkedIn, optimization, contents you can display on LinkedIn, and then we go over to the challenges in the use of LinkedIn, overcoming challenges in the use of LinkedIn, security checks on LinkedIn, question and answer, and then before our conclusion, we are going to look at your tasks, what you're expected to do before the conclusion. So, can I still get feedback on if someone is hearing me?
We can hear you, ma.
Thank you very much. So, we are going to be looking at what is LinkedIn now. That's just like the basic definition. Like we all know, it's a social media platform, just like your Facebook, your WhatsApp, your TikTok, and all the rest. But we can define it as the world's largest professional network on the internet. And it was launched on May 5th, 2003 by Reid Hoffman and Eric Lee. And since December 2016, it has been a wholly owned subsidiary of Microsoft, like one of Microsoft's products. And it is a social media platform, just like I said earlier, for professional communication and career related activities. So just the way you have on Facebook, you talk about your life activities generally. You cannot say Facebook is streamlined to business only, or to fun, or to fashion. You cannot really streamline Facebook, but LinkedIn is notable for professional communication, for career related activities. That's why it's rare for you to see someone come on LinkedIn and post their wedding photos or stuff like that. Yeah. So in modern times, it is regarded as a CV that can boost employment eligibility. Now, we are going to go over to my LinkedIn story, my personal experience with LinkedIn. And I want to still find out if you guys can hear me. Can I continue?
Yes, ma. Go ahead.
Yes, please.
Thank you very much. So, looking at my LinkedIn story, we are going to be talking about when I joined LinkedIn, the growth process, building my network, learning on life/work experiences, and then inspiration from young folks I met on LinkedIn, and then clarity on my career path. So the first one, I joined LinkedIn in February 2020 as my assignment on Growth Hub, GMP, see the same thing, Growth Mentorship Program. So I just the way you are running through this program now, I did mine in 2020, and ours was actually for a year. It spanned through. I did the registration in 2019 December, and then our section started in February 2020 down to December 2020. I went through the Growth Mentorship Program. Now, our section started in February 2020, and the first thing they asked us to do, like after onboarding, just like the way you guys joined your accountability group and all that, the first thing they told us to do was open a LinkedIn account. And I didn't even know what it was. I've never heard of it before. I just knew that, okay, they said before we start our classes, I think even before we joined our accountability group, it was one of the instructions upon registration. Once you see your admission details, open your LinkedIn account. And that was how I got to know what LinkedIn is. And then in the course of the section, I got to understand it better. I remember very well that Mr. Nicholas was our first mentor in 2020. And I don't know if he's the exact person or somebody else. During one of the classes, we were told that we should go on Google and type your name on Google, and then see what pops up. And surprisingly, when I did mine, what came out was University of Port Harcourt admission list. Oh, your admission list, your name, you're studying law. That's the only thing that was there. Because maybe because I'm not very active on Facebook. Maybe if I was very active on Facebook, my Facebook stuff and all that will have popped up. So now the reason for them telling us to do that kind of exercise was to see your relevance online, like on a global space, on the internet. Let's see what's there, what's the record there about you. Now, talking about the growth process on LinkedIn, I was quite naive in response to speaking out and reaching out to people generally. And I had this mentality of I'm a small girl. Then in 200, okay, as at 2020, I think I just entered 200 level recently. Then, so I had this mentality that you just have to keep quiet and learn from persons around you and all that. Just be observant, and that was what I did on LinkedIn, because for over a year I was there. I didn't post any content. I didn't even have profile pictures. I didn't have a profile picture then, but I was observing things. I observed the activities going on there, and then I followed some persons that I really loved what they were doing in terms of their career. So over time, hence my ideas were to be confined in my most times based on the naivety and the feelings I had and all that. I just felt that my ideas, it was just meant to be in my head alone. But as I spent more time on LinkedIn, I saw young people. I even saw people that were younger than myself creating a career niche for themselves on the professional platform, and it improved my mindset, and it set me on the journey of building a fulfilling career. So even if I was still a student, I knew that I could plan ahead of time. And then spending time on LinkedIn helped me, aside optimizing my profile. I was able to make a whole lot of friends. Like, I have a good number of friends I make on LinkedIn. I loved what they do, exchange content, we got talking, and I learned from them. I learned from, now that speaking on learning on life/work experiences, I learned from what they were doing. Yeah, and most times when they post their content, I go to read, okay, this is how this is done, or I go into their profile and see the way they couch. I look at the courses they've taken and all these things, and then during the holiday, I'll be able to look at what I can do in order to improve my own profile. Now, being on LinkedIn, it has also exposed me to so many work and life expectations that um, gives me working experience even while still being a student. So I'll go online and I'll see the opinion of recruiters, I'll see the gist of employers, employees, the challenges that they face, and then my reaction to it is that I try to apply to myself. This is the challenge they are facing, so this is what you should do now, so that by the time you are going into the work environment fully, you are going to avoid this kind of challenge. And like I said earlier, seeing my mates, seeing younger persons doing a lot of things, it actually sparked the interest in me that I should plan for the future ahead of me. And in respect to clarity on my career path, LinkedIn is a platform where I have discovered my diverse interests and gained insights on how to navigate these interests, because I go there most times, sometimes every day, sometimes not every day, and I see this, I find out, I see this lawyer, or I meet this lawyer doing this kind of stuff, progress he has made, and like, okay, I'm going to look at this, or I'm not going to look at this, and all that. So in summary, LinkedIn can help you now scale through the hurdles of building a fulfilling career path in a favorable way. You get the opportunity to play your game smartly and avoid the wahala of unemployment. Yeah, most times you're in the university and you hear that Nigeria unemployment, you hear a lot of things. But when you have an optimized LinkedIn profile, it actually sets you ahead. Yeah, it prepares you for what is ahead. And not just optimize LinkedIn profile, you've been able to connect with people. You've been able to look for opportunities there that you can explore more, when you can explore on after school. So now we are going to be looking at the importance of LinkedIn. Although my story, most of from my yes, from my experience I share now, I believe you can pick out some of the importance, but I'm still going to list them out for you. So the first one is professional networking. You network with people professionally. You don't just go to people's DM and use shortcuts, abbreviations to type and all that. No, no, no. You have to network with them professionally, and then you also see job opportunities on a very sincere and realistic note. I know a lot of persons who have gotten job offers through LinkedIn. Most of them young persons like me, and all that. And then it's also a platform for personal branding, for you to gain information on industry news and insights. Yeah. And then skill development. LinkedIn has an aspect for learning course. You can take a course on LinkedIn, something like that, for just for your understanding. And then there's also the recruitment part. You see, we meet recruiters there, and You also meet persons looking for job there and all that. And then there's also the part for content sharing to build your visibility. You can share content on LinkedIn just the way you share content on every other social media platform. But this time around now, your content is career related or professional related. And then there's professional endorsements and recommendations. So on LinkedIn, you find people who can recommend you, who can endorse you, people you've worked with, they can write something about you. And then business development. Yeah, it's a platform where you can gain insights. Only seeing the activities of another person can actually inspire your own business development idea. And then company pages. A lot of companies have a representation on LinkedIn, just like NickHub, for example. And then there's also community and group engagement. LinkedIn has communities, it has groups, just the way you have Facebook groups. And then there's events participation. There are a lot of events you can attend, there are a lot of meetings you can join. And then there's the visibility and reach, for you to be able to, for you to build your visibility, for you to build your reach. Yeah. Generally, I used to hear that there are two platforms where you can easily hack into global visibility. One of them is LinkedIn, another one is Medium. I don't know if you guys know about this, but it's mainly for writing. So once you post content on either LinkedIn or Medium, it gets a faster reach or a faster visibility globally on the internet. Yeah. So let me find out if you guys can still hear me before I continue.
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you very much. So we are going to be looking at the uses of LinkedIn now, although it's very similar to the importance that we've discussed, but we are just going to highlight some of them for the sake of emphasis and understanding. So whether you are looking for a job, networking, or simply want to stay informed, LinkedIn provides a platform to enhance your professional journey. So the first use of LinkedIn I'm going to be highlighting is your professional networking. LinkedIn focuses on professional networking and career development. Like I said earlier, you can plan your career ahead of time. If you're still a student, if you're already working, you can improve yourself. You can create room for you to develop, for you to improve yourself and get to the peak of your career. You can connect with past and present colleagues. You can increase your business connections, network within your industry and even out of your industry. So it's a place to build and strengthen professional relationships. Now, the next is job search. You can use LinkedIn to find the right job or internship. You can display your resume, your you can search for job openings and you can apply directly through the platforms. So don't stress yourself too much in on how you are going to navigate this, because I'm going to provide you information with how you can hack into all this. So the next one is profile showcase. A complete LinkedIn profile can help you connect with opportunities. Yeah, once people see your profile, they're like, oh, this is what this person do. They might be interested in reaching out to you if they have something that they want to do in relation to what you are doing. And you can also talk about your professional story based on your experience, your skill, your education. And you should also think of LinkedIn as an online resume that provides potential employers and colleagues can view. So most times our job application CV in our curriculum right there, most times you see this, the modern one I do see, you see a place where people insert their LinkedIn URL link here, so that the recruiter can look at it. So their LinkedIn profile is this time around it's more like an interface, like a portfolio. Yeah, another an additional CV to what we already have. And it's also for content sharing, to post updates, articles, photos, videos, in order to build your professional reputation, yeah, to build your audience, to build people's knowledge about you and the things you do, to build people's trust for you. And then you can also engage with other professionals by commenting on their content and sharing valuable insights. And then I think, yeah, this is the last slide for the uses of LinkedIn. Groups and events. You can join industry specific groups on LinkedIn. You can participate in their discussions. You can even organize offline events, like you meet online but you organize offline events. I don't know if you guys used to see activities activities like you take a further step to meet them physically. Now, these activities, they allow you to connect with like-minded professionals and to stay informed about industry trends. Next on the list is learning and skill development. LinkedIn, like I said earlier, it offers courses and LinkedIn resource and learning resources. You can acquire skills, you can stay updated, you can improve your expertise in various fields. And I'm going to give you more details on how you can hack into this. So before we go into the next part of our discussion, I need feedback. Are you guys following me?
Yes, ma, we are following.
Yes, we.
Hello. Okay, thank you very much. You guys are taking time. Should people are sure you're not sleeping. Okay, so we are going to go over to the next one now, navigating LinkedIn. So this is the part A, the LinkedIn environment, and we are going to be visiting LinkedIn now to have a view of what it's like. So while I continue sharing my screen, I want you to also give me feedback if you can see my LinkedIn page as I access it now.
Yes, ma, we can see.
Okay, you can see my LinkedIn now, right?
Yes, ma.
Okay, thank you very much. So this is what LinkedIn looks like from the desktop view. Yeah, but it's not quite different from what you have on your mobile phone. Yeah, it's not quite different from what you have on your mobile phone. And then just like also similar to Facebook, I'm using Facebook because I know most persons have experiences like most persons here have used Facebook before and they know what it's like. So this is more like the LinkedIn field. This one now I'm scrolling down, but we are not going to focus on that. We are just going to go and look at the details of what the LinkedIn profile should look like. Please, if you can't hear me at any point, let me know. So this is what a LinkedIn profile looks like, and your responsibility is to build yours. The reason you are learning about LinkedIn optimization is for you to build
Sorry.
yours to be seen.
Hello.
Yeah.
We are not seeing the LinkedIn screen yet. We are still seeing your presentation.
Okay. I asked somebody. The person said yes. Okay. Let me work
Is
on
anyone
that.
else seeing? Because I'm still seeing the presentation.
Okay, the one I'm seeing here is navigating LinkedIn practical one, the part A, and I think that's it, Abby. Is
That's
that it?
not it.
Okay.
It's supposed to show you. It's supposed to show you a LinkedIn. So we are actually seeing your presentation, Mercy.
Okay. I'm coming. Let me work on that again. Okay. Can you see it now?
Yeah, we can see it now.
Okay, thank you very much. Sorry for that. So this is what I'm just going to go back to what I said earlier. This is what the LinkedIn looks like generally, the general view from desktop. Yeah, but if you are using your mobile, it's a bit different, but it's still the same thing. And then you have the LinkedIn feed. These ones are just people posts. As you scroll down, you see there, but we are not going to dwell on that because what we are looking at this evening is for you to build your LinkedIn profile. That's why it's LinkedIn optimization. So this is what a LinkedIn profile looks like. Yeah, yours can definitely be better than this as you dedicate time to build it. So the first thing you have here is the background photo. Yes, the banner, they call it LinkedIn banner. And you can get something, you can use a template on Canva to design for yourself. And then you have your profile photo here. Your profile photo should be professional. You should be professional, and your appearance should also be professional. Let me use that word. You definitely understand what I mean. Yes, and you can also get more details online on the kind of photos you should have on your LinkedIn. Yeah, most times a portrait is better, not a full photo, so it's going to capture it very well. And then you have these ones are your personal details and all that. Once you open your LinkedIn account, for those who are beginners, you would see options for you to be able to fill all these, and then you take time to put the necessary things that you need to put together and all that. So now we have another important section is the about section. This is your bio. Yeah, what you do, just speaking about yourself, like a career pitch. Yeah. And if you look at the latter part of it, okay, the third to the latter, I am open to opportunities to promote the success of projects, manage teams, and grow. That's like the finishing line and everything. And for you to be able to work on your about section, you will see information in the resource I will provide for you on how to go about that. But one of the ways I'm able to navigate this personally is learning from other persons. So for me to be able to write this, I had to visit the profile of about 3-4 persons to compare to look at what they do and then use it to draft mine. I'm like, okay, persons that I know are doing very well, that I love what this person is doing. I know that, okay, I look at the way they also featured posts are more like content you've posted, but you decided to feature it. They are just permanently there. They are not going down. They are not going up. Then this activity is, these are your own activities, the things you like, the things you post, the things you share, and all that. And then your experiences, your work experiences, volunteering experiences, whichever one, it's the same thing. Same as your education. Once you have your LinkedIn profile, you will find a way to fix all these. And then license and certifications, the same thing. And volunteering, you see a space for volunteering option. You can also fill that. Then your skills, and then recommendations you can get from persons. And then if you have any publication, you can fix it there. Language, you can fix it there. Your interests, these are persons you follow or whatever, you can fix all that there. Now coming over to your education and your experience, if you notice this part that please, are you guys still following me?
Yes, we are following.
Okay, thank you
Yes,
very
we
much.
are.
Okay, this experience part, if you notice, Nick Hub Capacity Development Center, the logo is there. But if you look at this down one here, sales representative, legal intern, there is no photo there. That's because the companies, or the brands, they don't have a representation on LinkedIn. They don't have a company page. That's why it's like that. So when you are updating yours, the organization you are putting in there, if it applies to your education and to your licenses too, or certifications. So when you type the name, it's definitely going to pop up if that organization has a representation online. That's if they have a page on LinkedIn, and then you can click on it. But if they don't have a representation on LinkedIn, it's going to show like these other two that I have below, this legal intern and sales development. Now I also want to explain to you on okay, if you notice this licensing and certifications, you can click on show credentials, and then it's going to open the certificate to show you to show you the way the certificate is opening up. But I hope you guys can see can you see it now? Can you see the certificate page?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Okay, now if you want to make your certificate to show like that on LinkedIn, what you are going to do is that, I wish I could do a practical on that, but I would prefer using my phone to do that, because most persons will be using their phone to navigate that. Now what you can do about that is that you have a certificate probably on your gallery, and then you have Google Drive on your phone. So upload that certificate on Google Drive, and then when you upload it on Google Drive, you go to manage access. Going to manage access on Google Drive, you would see the link and a setting that would tell you that make it accessible to everyone online, or make it accessible to only persons who have the link and all that. So you make it accessible to everyone who has the link. So now when you do that, you come to this your credential URL here. This one, can you see it? Please, I need feedback.
Yes, we can see it.
Okay,
License and
thank
certification.
No. I opened this Nigerian Intellectual Property Club to show you where the link is to the certificate. The reason it can direct you to the certificate page. That was what I did. So if you click on it, you would see a point for URL. So you copy the link from your Google Drive, and then you paste it on the option for URL. So in that way, when somebody visits your profile and they click on show credential, it's going to direct them to the certificate. So you don't just put the license there without putting any evidence there. You understand what I mean? And then before I leave, okay, I think I still have 2 more things to talk about here on LinkedIn. One of them is the recommendations. Now, all my recommendations, beautifully, they are from members of Nick Hub. Mr. Nicholas, Damilola, your project manager, Mr. Nicholas, and Jessie and Naja, one of our volunteers too. So all my recommendations are from them. And that actually tells you something for digressing out of LinkedIn now, that you should take your program seriously and try to network with the people in your accountability group and even in the general group. Try to build a relationship with them beyond the activities that you engage in on Nick Hub. You should try to do that. And then when you do your LinkedIn tags in terms of trying to build your profile, before you guys dispatch from this particular cohort and join the fellows group, you can ask these persons to write recommendations for you. You tell them, okay, we've worked together on this particular task and all that. Please write a recommendation for me, and they will be willing to do it. So you can imagine you guys are 9 on a accountability group. You can imagine if 8 persons write for you, or let me say not all of them may agree, but 5 persons write for you. You already have something good there. That's how you can fix that. And then coming over to portfolio, if you look at the beginning of this my profile here, you see Mercy's portfolio. So if you click on it, although yesterday I tried, the link was not active, it's going to show you, most times when you say this is what you do, you need to give evidence for that particular thing you do, so that anybody that is
You're talking, we can't hear you. Can anyone hear her?
No, we can't. Miss Mercy, we can't
We
hear
can't
you.
hear her again.
visit activities that this person has engaged in and all that.
Mercy, if you can hear us, we can't hear you at all.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can now. We're
Okay,
hearing you.
what was the last thing you heard? Sorry, I had an incoming call and I couldn't call the call. I couldn't pick the call.
Oh, okay. It's fine. Your screen is also not showing anymore.
Can you hear me, please? What was the last thing you heard?
You were talking about your optimization, and your screen is no longer showing anymore.
Okay. Mm. Okay. Sorry, I said I had an incoming call and the person didn't want to stop calling. So please, what aspect of my optimization were you talking of? Because from where me I stopped, I'm going back to the slides already to continue our class. So where did you stop? Let me go back.
You were at the you uploading your profile and profile, your
You are talking about
certificates, you
Is
passed.
it
you're talking about
still
portfolio, and then you mentioned that
okay?
Yeah,
the main
Thank you
thing is
very
you're saying on LinkedIn you have to put proof.
Okay, thank you very much. So, like I was saying, if you say you are a professional, persons are like, okay, you tell person this is what you do. They want to see an evidence of what you do. So that's just what your portfolio is for you to showcase your work. So it's similar to your website, to your business page or whatever. You would see an option there on your LinkedIn account for you to put like a website option, so you can put the link there or you do or something like to showcase your work. For example, if you are a graphic designer and you've designed probably 50 flyers or 20 flyers and all that, you can put all of them together in something you call your portfolio and showcase on your profile. So what I used for my own was Link3, Linktree. Yeah, you can see ask me on WhatsApp, but there's actually a video for you on how you can navigate that. It's in the resource, you find it there. So I think that's just about that so far. So now we are going to be going over to our slides to continue our discussion. Okay. Sorry, I'm trying to be sure that you're seeing my screen. Okay. So can you see my slide screen now?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you very much. So we visited the LinkedIn environment and we've had a feel of what it looks like. And then it just left for you to go and work on yours. So now the next part of navigating LinkedIn practical is why you should embrace LinkedIn optimization. So even from the discussion, from the few minutes of our gist, all the gist we've been doing, I know if I ask each and every one of us, why do you need to optimize your LinkedIn? I mean, why do you need to optimize LinkedIn? Why do you need to showcase what you do on LinkedIn? Why do you need to show your presence there? Most of us will be able to answer, but I just want to point out some things. So they need to build a global visibility. They need to build a global visibility. You should know that your career journey into your streets or your father's compound or the city where you are staying. Yeah, you should look at the global you should have a global view of what you are doing. Yeah. And even when the business you are engaging or whatever, you should have a picture to develop it in a way that you have international recognition and all that to build a very good brand. And then the next thing is positioning yourself for great opportunities. Yeah, even looking at the economy of Nigeria, there's a lot of complaint here and there, but what you need to do only as a young person is to look ahead, look into the future, or plan ahead, and okay, you try to do some things that would put you ahead of the challenges in the environment. Now, there was a particular information I saw online. I don't know if it's Twitter or whatever, but I saw it on someone's stances, and then I decided to pick it up. Why you should embrace LinkedIn optimization. Still on that subject. So I believe you can see my slide. Let's read together. Being skilled in your profession is great, but being able to communicate that skill is what sets you apart. So clients want to know the value that you're getting from your work, and if you can't explain it, they may not see it. This could result in lower pay, and even if you have more skill than someone else. So don't let your talents go unnoticed. Take the time to learn how to communicate effectively and to show your skill. I know you guys have already discussed on personal branding. branding, on building a brand and all that. So building a brand is not just about having one business and building it. No, it's also about you. So you have a skill, yes, but you shouldn't just hold it. You should go out there to communicate that skill. Let people know what you do. Let people know the value they can get from you. Otherwise, you are going to be paid lower. There may even be somebody that you are doing better than, somebody that you know the work more than, but just because of packaging, representation, the way the person has done everything, the person will be seen as a higher professional than you. So you should not let your talents go unnoticed. You should take time to learn how to communicate effectively and showcase your skill. So can I get feedback on if you are still hearing me?
We can hear you, ma.
Okay, thank you very much. So the next part we are going to look at is what are the things you can display on LinkedIn. You can talk about your school experience if you are still a student, or even if you are no more a student, you can think of that, get ideas for content creation and whatever. And then you can talk about your professional growth experiences. Yeah, you are a professional, you are growing, you are exploring a particular field. You can discuss about that. You can also market your skill, your product. You can advise audience in a specific field, more like you are teaching people how to navigate something. And then, excuse me, you can conduct research on a subject and share the resources and its usefulness. For example, Mr. Nicholas does that very well. Yeah, he does some experiments on food and he writes about it and posts it. And then you can also discuss on career. You can also advise people career wise based on your own experience, your observation on the things you've learned. And then the next is job opportunities. Now, based on what this slide has discussed, I know some persons will be asking, is this compulsory for me to share content on LinkedIn? Can't I just build my profile and leave it there like that? Then you go back to the previous slide that you need to communicate what you do. So you don't just build your profile and leave it there dormant. No, don't do what I did in 2020. Have knowing about LinkedIn. I just joined and I didn't take any further steps to communicate or do anything. I was just consuming content without contributing. It shouldn't be like that. You should look forward to contribute and to share your knowledge on whatever field you are involved in. So the next thing we are going to be looking at is challenges in the use of LinkedIn. A lot of persons experience different challenges. One of them is building a relevant and engaging network. They are like getting to connect with people, even beyond connecting with people, talking with people, and then managing time. Yeah, managing time, because it's also a social media platform. Some persons can get addicted, and then other things that are more important will now be suffering because they are spending time on LinkedIn. Another challenge is consistency. How do you show up consistently? How are you going to be consistent in terms of building your accounts? Let it not be that today you just open the account, maybe 1 month time. That's when you go in there again to put profile picture. 3 months time is when you go in there to put background photo, something like that. So that's consistency. Then another one is standing out in a crowded marketplace. The environment is competitive. Some persons will tell you that because of the way people are posting achievements here and there on LinkedIn, that's why they don't want to be there. Another is leveraging LinkedIn features and tools. LinkedIn is more technical than Facebook, than Instagram, and all that. There are a lot of rules involved, so that can be a challenge. Another one is network accessibility. LinkedIn also needs a very strong network. Sometimes when I'm having network issues, the network good for my WhatsApp. Messages are loading, status are coming in. It's not going to work for my LinkedIn because it needs a strong network. And then another one is account restriction. That one is very, very common. So I'm going to address the causes of these account restrictions and also how we can overcome. It boils down to our mindset in terms of some of the challenges I've noted here: building a relevant and engaging workforce, managing your time consistency, standing out in a crowded marketplace, even leveraging LinkedIn features and tools and network accessibility. It boils down to your own personal mindset, because if you make a decision that you want to do something, if you persevere, if you display grit, you'll be able to really achieve what you want to achieve at the end of the day. So in respect to networking, you should actually try. You should try to reach out to people after sending connection requests. It's not just everybody, especially those that you know you can get something from or you can offer value to in relation to your field or your industry, whichever one. You can reach out to them, send them a private message, just the way you chat people up on WhatsApp, on Facebook and all that. You introduce yourself to them, you tell them you like what they do and all that. First of all, you can start the communication track from their post. If it's someone that is a content creator that regularly drops content, you can appreciate their post and then you slide into their DM to get to know more about them. You can even ask for their WhatsApp contacts. Yes, some persons are willing to give it out. And then managing your time. You don't just access LinkedIn when you have other important things to do. Like if I want to use my own experience now, I'm a student, and since January to this time, my academic work has been result. I don't post every time again. Previously, as at last year, even December, I think even January this year, I can post Monday to Friday. I'm not tired of posting. But right now, last time I posted on my LinkedIn was in March. First week of April after my first semester exam. That was when I posted. And it was because I'm trying to manage my time. I don't want to go in there and spend excessive time. And then another thing is consistency. It still boils down to your mindset. If you really say you want to do it, you can do it. So you should discipline yourself to get what you want to get. And then same applies to standing out in a crowded marketplace and the rest of them. Because of time, let's go over to our account restrictions, because that's actually a very big issue. A lot of persons, they open LinkedIn account and they say their account gets restricted. It usually happens with new accounts most of the time. Please, before I continue, can you hear me?
Yes. Yeah, I can
Okay, thank you
hear
very
you
much.
from my own end.
Okay, thank you. So what are the causes of LinkedIn account restriction, especially for new accounts? Because personally, I've not experienced account restrictions before, but I know a lot of persons that have experienced it, and most of them are accounts that are like less than a year old or whatever. So once you open your LinkedIn account, if you send too many requests, connection requests from a particular account, especially when it's a new account, they can block your account. Even me personally too, in terms of that connection request, you are not meant to send more than 100 connection requests in a week. They have I get warnings on my phone, on the app, warning me that I've exceeded my limit, something like that. Then another one is having low connection request acceptance rates. Person send you the request and it's more like the account is dormant. There's no response. You hardly open the account. Let me say you open the account today. Next time you open the account is in 2 months. All those kind of things can lead to account restrictions. And then using extensions to automate your service. These ones are for persons that are doing related to marketing. So extensions that they use in order to promote engagement. And then spamming people, violating somebody's intellectual property or violating the rules of the community. That's why I say it's highly technical. There are some things you do and then before you know your account gets restricted. And then posting something that contains software viruses, worms, or any other harmful code. Yeah, as of 2 years ago, I noticed something, but I stopped noticing it recently, that if you post something on LinkedIn and it has an external link, there's this kind of red, the link comes out red, and there's this kind of warning you get. Yeah, that is the person's receiving the message. Yeah, they get a warning. So all those kind of things are for security checks. So when you do that kind of stuff frequently, it can lead to account restrictions. Now, how do you overcome these challenges? Now, most of these challenges that are already highlighted, especially the first aspect before your account restrictions, they are already discussing the resource I will be leaving with you after our discussion. Now, in respect to account restrictions, usually like I said before, newly created accounts with very high and noticeable activity becomes suspicious to LinkedIn. So what you need to do is to avoid first of all, you watch your activities on that kind of account. You don't just open an account today and then you go straight and send people 100 connections. That kind of thing can lead to account restrictions. So you take the process gradually, especially in that sending of messages, posting of links and all that. But when it comes to building your profile, no issues with that. Then you also avoid LinkedIn extensions, or you research how to make use of LinkedIn automation tools that is appropriate use of it. And like I said earlier, this one is relating to those that use tools for marketing and all that. Then take note of warnings on your account activities from LinkedIn. Like I said earlier, most times when I send excessive connection requests, I get a warning. So you should take note of it. Then you should contact LinkedIn support if your account gets restricted. You should contact LinkedIn support. You don't just, for example, your account gets restricted, you don't just leave it and go and open another account, especially when you've put in effort to work on that account, to build it. You don't just leave it and go and open another one. Instead, you should contact LinkedIn support, either email them, you chat them, or whichever one, for you to be able to rectify these issues. Now, we're going over to security checks on LinkedIn. This is setting up a two-step verification on your account on LinkedIn. But this is already provided in the resource I'll be sharing with you. So I wouldn't want to stress you, especially considering the fact that if I'm doing it on my desktop, the view is going to be different from what you have on your phone. So now, before we take our questions and answer, I want us to have a look at our external resource that I'm just going to share with you briefly, and then let's discuss about it. Sorry, I'm coming. Okay. Can you see my screen now?
Yes, we can see a screen.
Okay. This is a LinkedIn video course
Yes,
that
very
was
well.
launched by okay, thank you. This is a LinkedIn video course that was launched by Oladotun Ajayi last week, Friday. Today just made it 1 week. And preparing for this section, and then I came across it. I'm like, this is very perfect for our section. So it provides a whole lot of resources. By the time you go through the videos, I doubt if there's any issue you are going to be having in respect of building or working on your LinkedIn account. So let me change the view so we'll have a better view. So now the first on the list is approaching LinkedIn profile, how to do your, just basically most of the things are shared with us, but this is like a practical video view on a practical on how you can access that. LinkedIn, approaching your LinkedIn profile, step one. Step two, then we have Boolean search, right? LinkedIn has things like impressions, like your people reaching you, if I want to put it in that language, the number of persons that view your profile, and then you searching for opportunities, your visibility to recruiters, all those kind of things relates to the LinkedIn Brilliant search. Then you have a customized LinkedIn URL. Yeah, that is your personal LinkedIn URL for you to be able to share it with somebody, or for you to be able to put it on your CV, the one that even has your name. That's how to navigate that. Then the one you have, we have another resource there for job search and application, and I'm highly recommending that for you. You go in there and learn about it and practice it. Yeah, but before you go about job searching and applying, you should first of all have a ready account, like something that people will see and they'll know that, okay, yes, this person is eligible for this job. Then the next one is LinkedIn Code DM. Remember the aspect where I was telling you about reaching out to people, getting into people inbox and chatting them up and all that. Then LinkedIn Premium Perks, they have something called LinkedIn Premium Accounts that gives you a better view and interface than the general one. Then posting carousels, this one is for content creators, and you too can be a content creator. It's not just for people that are posting jokes on social media. Yeah, you can talk about the things you do, excuse me, in respect to your field. you can talk about it. You should not just keep quiet, you should communicate. Then the next one is public profile visibility. We've talked about visibility, yeah. Then scheduling LinkedIn posts, yeah. I remember most like sometime last year, as a result of school activities, I have 8 a.m. classes, and most times I like posting content 8 a.m. So I cannot be walking on the road to school and be posting content. So what I do is to schedule the post. So even if I'm online or I'm offline, it's the post automatically comes live once it's 8 a.m. So you see how you can navigate that there. And then two-step verification, like I said earlier, is there. Then tracking your profile analytics. Then using LinkedIn Learning. Gives you opportunity to learn courses on LinkedIn. Yeah, so you can go on LinkedIn and learn a particular course and then showcase the certificate on your profile. So that's there for you. So all these resources, you can utilize them for you to learn more about it. So the slides will be made available for you. The LinkedIn course is going to be made available for you. But let's go back to your resource guide that has the link to this LinkedIn course. So let's go back there so you have a view of it. Telling me that I'm meant to give you guys a workbook, but this is LinkedIn optimization. The workbook is your LinkedIn account, so that's where you can do all the practicals on. So what I just provided was for a guide for you to navigate that. So you see instructions on how to go about that, and then building your LinkedIn profile. You see different steps, and then these are the resources. So the first resource there is that LinkedIn video course that I just explained to you now, and then the second one is the launch of the LinkedIn video course. I think we should have a look at what that post is like. I just hope network is going to be okay. Can you see it?
Yes, we
Yes.
can.
All adults.
Okay.
Ajay.
Yes, so I'm just going to read the first two paragraphs for you now in relation to our subject, and then I've already provided you LinkedIn resource for you. You can navigate all that. So over the years, the employment rate in Nigeria has surged to 5.0% in the third quarter of 2023 from 4.2% in the previous quarter. And LinkedIn has been researched to be a part of the solution to this problem due to the wide range of exposure it gives to different professional industries. LinkedIn has changed a lot of lives, and I'm happy and privileged to have been a part of this fortune. However, a large chunk of young people still find it difficult to get a hold on how it operates due to its not so complex interface. So that's just the introduction of the video course, and then you can go over and navigate it yourself in order to build your account. So the third one is strategies on getting an international job on LinkedIn. Although there's already a video there on how you can get a link on how you can search for jobs and apply for it on LinkedIn. But this is just like a post I saw. Then there's this guy on LinkedIn, or chair rights. I appreciate his content very much because he teaches you on how to create content irrespective of your field. And then he talked about creating a work portfolio. You'd see the information there. Remember when I was talking about the work portfolio on my LinkedIn page? You can get more details, and even opening his LinkedIn page, you can see the information there. And even opening his also access his account restrictions, LinkedIn extensions, automation tools. You have this Nikita's article here, and then overcoming other LinkedIn challenges you have. And then I made mention of some persons you can follow, some content creators or some big names you can follow on LinkedIn in order to improve you. These are persons that have inspired me personally, so you have the names there and all that. And then I wish you all the best as you go about navigating LinkedIn and all that. So let's